Alright, so today I'm doing before sale inspection of this 1990 Volkswagen Vanagon. It's got the 2.1 liter engine, boxer engine, water cool, and also it has a 4-speed manual transmission. Alright, so I checked the vehicle. This vehicle originally came from California, and I did a vehicle inspection on it. And as you can see, there's a little bit of water ingress into the left side headlight on the driver's side, and the passenger side is okay. And I'm gonna light here, and there's a little dent on the driver's side below the headlight, so a little dent here. And the wiper works, windshield washer works. It's the only thing, probably the nozzle would need to be adjusted, because they don't spray completely on the windshield, so that's a small detail. So right now the engine is running. The mileage on it right now, okay, the mileage on it is 143,884. This is in miles, and I would say that's probably its original mileage. So it's got a aftermarket radio. It's an Alpine CD player, I would say, with the detachable face. This vehicle has air conditioning. I don't know if it works. I'm gonna put the switch on just to see. I put the switch on. I can hear the rad fan seems to work when I put that on. So you can see hear the fan. The fan at least works. That's good. The tires are very good. They're all like this all around, and they're the proper tires, proper size. They're the 14C, which is a high load tire. It's a G. So these are probably the proper tires for this vehicle. And as you can see, the suspension area, this vehicle has never driven in the winter except today. I pressure washed the entire vehicle. You can see all the fittings, the brake fittings, the hoses, the top of the strut, all the body structure. I would say that this vehicle has been painted before. I don't know if it's all around. I would think so, because you can see a little paint on the molding. So I would probably say that it's been painted before. Right now, see, I have the air conditioning on. I hear a belt squeaking a little bit. Maybe the belt would need to be tight. Probably the alternator belt. I'm gonna shut the AC switch off. Just trying to see if the door hinge. Yeah, the door seems to be very tight. That's good. So the hinges are okay. Just gonna leave that off. Okay, so all the gauge seems to be working, because when I went for a little test drive, the temperature gauge was at the middle, fuel gauge seems to be reading. There's no lights, that doesn't work. The lights for the speedometer and the clock works. Horn works. So the seats are in very good condition. As you can see, that there's no holes, very clean inside. The interior of the van. I have the so this light works, but on the passenger side, this one doesn't work. So I don't know if it's only a bulb or a corroded connector. The back side of the vehicle, that's what it looks like, and so that's what it sounds like. Sounds normal. The engine sounds normal. And this engine, I know I haven't replaced it myself, but I know that it had either a new or a Volkswagen remanufactured engine. As you can see, there's no oil. It's very dry. I removed the air filter here just to make sure that there was no mices or whatever that went into the air filter, because this vehicle hasn't driven a lot in the past years. So Everything seems to be okay. I don't see any coolant on the water pump down below. I see a little bit of oil there. I don't know where the dipstick is. So I put 4.5 liter of the Rotella T 15W40 oil. Exhaust system seems to be in good shape. I'm gonna try the, just to see. See, it stalled it. So the exhaust system is real tight. So that's a good sign. So I'm gonna put the lights off. I'm gonna lift it and show the underside of the vehicle. Off. The gear lever, I mean, it's not precise, not a Ferrari, but you know, it has a little bit of play in it, and it probably needs some lubrication. So I'm gonna lift it, and so the shifter probably needs some lubrication, but maybe some bushings and maybe adjustment or something. It doesn't shift perfectly. And I went for a test drive. The clutch seems to be working okay. It's hard to say how strong. I mean, I've dumped the clutch in fourth gear. It's not that positive, so, but it doesn't slip. You know, I've tried it in third gear at full throttle. It doesn't skip, you know, it doesn't slip. So I'm gonna lift it as high as it can go. Okay, that's as high as it will go. So if you look under the vehicle, so the suspension part, yeah, my light doesn't work, and that works. Okay, so I removed the right side wheel to check the brakes. There's a little bit of surface rust. Obviously this vehicle hasn't driven much, but the brake pads are just like new. There's a lot of meat left. The shock, there's nothing that leaks. I've noticed this vehicle has been treated with oil. You can see there's a lot of oil. That's normal. See the shocks, they're very nice. They don't leak. The bottom ball joints are okay, but the top ball joints on both sides, the boot is torn on the ball joint. I've checked with a pry bar. It doesn't seem to be loose, and all these top bushings, everything seems to be okay. This one here, the tie rod end on the left side, the boot is torn also, but I don't feel any play. The boots for the rack and pinion, they're in very good shape. You know, everything is good. There's no rust on these metal lines. This piece here, sometime it could be loose. The universal joint for the steering box, if I'm not mistaken, there's another one further back, but anyway, this one seems to be good here. And under the vehicle is just like brand new. I would probably suggest changing the fuel filter here. It has like the crush clip from the factory on the filter itself, so either it has been replaced at a shop where they had these crush washers, or this is the original filter. I can see that somebody removed the hose here. I don't know if it was because they removed the gas tank or what, but the gas tank, as you can see, is just like brand new. Under the chassis, looks like there's some kind of a repair that has been done here. This model has the plastic pipes. Has a plastic pipe. Some older models had metal pipes, which they used to rust. And if you look at the underside of the body, it's just like brand new. See, there's no torn CV boots. There's 4 of them. And the engine doesn't seem to be leaking oil. See, the exhaust system is in very good shape. Just see the clutch slave cylinder on the top here. I don't see any oil. But these little boots where the shifter is probably would need to be replaced. I'm gonna probably lube it after the video. But CV boots. The backing plate, they're not rusted. Nothing is, you know, if you look at inside the suspension here, it's just like brand new. And the shoes, there's a lots of life left into. I noticed there's a little loose on maybe the bearing on the backs. You know, when you shake it a little bit, you can sense that it has a little loose there. Maybe the central nut There's a big nut here. Maybe that nut is not fully tight, but if not, later on, maybe some bearings. But the transmission seems to be not, running out of fluids. See the under the body, it's just like brand new. I mean, you can tell that this vehicle has never really driven in the winter. So that's about it. I mean, everything else seems to be okay. See all the brake lines, they're in very nice shape. So the outside of the vehicle is very nice too. You can tell that it's been painted before. I mean, it's not a show quality paint job, but at least it's clean. And it's just the door here. You can see that maybe it had a little damage here before. But other than that, if you look at the connections for the brakes, top of the shock, control arm, so it's in very, very, very nice shape. And I know that, like I said, I knew that the engine had been replaced because it was shipped from California and the coolant wasn't strong enough, and when it came in Canada it was during the winter time, and the block broke or whatever they did. So anyway, they replaced the whole engine. And so I just put an oil filter in here. This is a MAN filter. Just going to show what type of filter we use. So this is the type of filter. It's a German type filter. So that's what you need in these vans. And also, yeah, the backup light does not work on this vehicle. I don't know if it's just the backup light switch. I think the backup light switch is in the front here. I'm not sure on this model. I think the backup light switch is on the front. Yeah, it's here. It's not even connected. Yeah. So, yeah, so the backup light switch is not connected. I don't know for whatever reason. Maybe they forgot to plug it on. I don't know where the wire is. But anyway, there's no wire that goes to the backup light switch. But it's not a major issue. Like I said, see the catalytic converter. Everything is there. So the valve covers are not rusted, doesn't leak. This one has a little bit of oil, but not a whole lot. So anyway, it gives you an idea what, so like I said, see the tires, they're in very good shape, the front ones, and that's the back ones. It's got 4 hubcaps. If you look at the air conditioning part here, it's really in good shape. See the inner wells, suspension. See the core springs. There's no broken springs that I can see. Nothing is broken. Everything is in. It seems that I guess the brake has been bled. You can tell there's like anti-seize on the bleeder screw. Maybe it was our work. I don't know, but it's a good idea. This is a shifter part too, so I'm gonna spray some lube on the shifter here and on the back, and the handbrake works fine. This is the adjustment. See these bushings, they're not even cracked. The big bushings, sway bar bushing seems to be good. So anyway, this is a spare tire on the front. So there's at least 1 tie rod end that the boot is busted, 1 ball joint on the top there, and this tie rod end seems to be okay, but it's starting to crack, but nothing major. So that's about it. Okay, another thing I haven't shown is the rear hatch, the trunk. The panel is missing. I don't know if they have it or not, but I know that it might have been removed to replace the wiper motor or something. But as you can see inside, it's in very good shape. It's not rusted. See the motor here. Look inside. So it's in very good shape. If you look at the trunk itself from outside, the latch is still like gold. So looks very good. So I'm gonna show the outside of the vehicle after I'm finished. But so this is then again the compartment. in very good shape. The coolant level was full, but the expansion tank was empty, so I put some coolant into it. And then again, I changed the oil. I put 4.5 liter of that Rotella T oil. Very good quality oil. Alright, so this is the outside shot of the vehicle. Alright, so this is the outside view of the van. So that's the roof. It's the driver compartment. And again, the seats are in very nice shape. It's got 143,884 miles. So that's the side of the vehicle. That's the passenger area. And again, the seat is in very good shape. It's got all rubber mats inside, so there's no carpet, so it's much easier to maintain. Sliding door works good. So it's got rubber floor mats. It's probably like factory. This is the floor, see? So it's got a power inverter here. Triple, it says power people, and then that's probably, it makes 120 20 volts output. Under the seat, that's the interior. The panel here is missing. He doesn't know if they have it or not, but the panel is missing. And this is the roof, what it looks like. And the door, see there's no rust on the bottom of the door and on the back.